So this video is going to give you a detailed overview about how to build out a bundle, right? All the various elements needed to be in place to build out a bundle and for it to behave in the correct manner. All right, so the first thing that you would need to do is you go to your vendors and you make sure that if you have, for example, a vendor who produces part of the product and then bundled it all himself, you need to make sure that that supplier is also considered a prep center, right? So in that way, anything that's considered a prep center can also be assigned to get work orders. So if you're going to build a bundle, whoever is building that bundle for you, whatever vendor that is, even though if he's a supplier as well, he also needs to be assigned as a prep center. So the way to do that would be simply to come in and select prep center. So that's the first thing. Whoever is bundling it is also a prep center, no matter what other type of vendor they are. And then the next thing to do is if you want to locate the SKU that is considered the bundle. So this is the SKU for us that's considered a bundle. Now you can see here it says bundled items. There are two items in here that are bundled. There's the single battery, the single cell battery single, and then the cell charger FBA. So what you want to do is you have to decide whether you have to build this from scratch or if you are combining items from other SKUs that you sell online. So an example would be I sell this single battery by itself, and I sell it as part of the bundle. And then the other would be I do not sell this cell charger separately. I've never sold this on Amazon, so it is not a SKU. So you either have to find the SKU that you also put into the bundle, and you can add it that way, or you would be building a product from scratch. So we'll build out for example, we'll build something out. Let's say a cell holder, right? We're going to say, okay, this is a bundle. All right, so there's the bundle, or there's the item, the cell holder, right? And we're going to say that that's a bundle. So we're actually going to have to create a cell holder bundle. So we'll call it a bundle. And then one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have all of the elements for this bundle. Okay. So this cell holder 2 is going to be part of my bundle. I sell it by itself, and I also sell it in a bundle. It has its own SKU, for example. Let's say it has its own SKU, but I also sell, say, a bonus little widget, right? Sometimes you can do it as an insert. Sometimes it's packaging. Sometimes it's a bonus. We'll call this an insert, right? I have to order my insert separately. And so you just build this out with all of the required information. You might put a barcode or an identifying code. That would be a good idea. Even if it's not a UPC code, you could put, insert -1, right? And then you select your primary supplier, your unit cost, and you want to select your lead time. We'll get into lead times in 1 second. Okay, so I've built that out. Now I'm going to go into the bundle, and I'm actually going to create this as a bundle. So go down to supplier pricing, and you select bundle product. And so you can see the supplier has gone away now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here and locate, let's see, cell holder 2. And I say, okay, there's one of these, and then I'm going to find my insert that I just created. So insert right there, and one of these. Then I'm going to save that. Okay, so now you've created your bundled product. So you can see here it's bundled and you can see what the bundle makes up. So from here, the next thing that you want to be able to do is you want to make sure that your lead times are correct. So you can actually create lead times that are specifically assigned to these items. So we'll create a lead time and we'll call it insert. We'll call it, for simplicity, insert to cell holder bundle is the lead time. So what's going to happen is we build this out. So the inserts, let's say they take 10 days to print, and then they have to be shipped to our manufacturer's warehouse. So we say we're going to put ground shipping, and it's going to take 3 days. It usually takes 3 days, and then it arrives at our prep center, right, which is our factory, our warehouse, and then it is bundled, say 2 days, and we'll say it's at supply 1, 2, 3 supplier, right? And that's the last thing that happens with that insert. It gets bundled, and then once it's bundled, it's shipped out. So we'll just do save, and it's right there. Now we want to build a second lead time. We can build out a lead time and call it cell holder for bundle, right? And so this is the cell holder that's created, and then it is assigned for bundling. So we'll say this takes 30 days. And then it has to be prepped. So we'll say it takes another 2 days to prep at our supplier. And then once it's prepped, we can actually build out the rest. We can ship it out. We say it goes by ocean, another 30 days. And so whatever we're pitting here will be ending up on the work order to finish out our shipping of the bundle after it's been bundled. And if you have any other questions, we also have a video on work orders that you can check out. So it goes ocean freight, and then we'll say it goes ground for a couple of days, and then it goes to FBA check-in, or whatever your workflow is, right? And we'll say, okay, let's give it 5 days for FBA check-in. And now we have these 2 additional bundle workflows. Now, make sure that we assign them the proper workflows to the proper items. So let's scroll down and find okay. So we scroll down to lead time, click on the lead time bar, and this one is for the cell holder. So then you find the cell holder for bundle lead time, and you add it to that product. And so now we have the new one with the prep center. We have to save it. Don't forget to save it. And then you have your insert, and you find the proper lead time for your insert, and then save it. Okay, and so then when you go to, if you're looking at your velocity, right? So you look at your forecast, and you've got this, let's see. We've got this cell holder, right? And so these are, so let's say, for example, let's just create a manual velocity of 30 units per day. Okay, so now it's giving us an order that it wants us to create. So it's pulling your Amazon inventory requirements, and it's giving you an order. So now that you've built it out properly, when you click to order this bundle, it's actually going to build a whole entire workflow for you based on what you have laid out. So you can see your cell phone holder, and it's going to the prep center, right? Which is simply that it's remaining there and turning itself into a prep center. And so it's going to be pulling the proper amount for you to order, right? And so we will say, call this test bundle. You just name your PO, make sure everything is correct. And then you've got your insert, and your insert's showing up here as well. And so you've got, insert 1, 2, 3. And then you've got your work order, and your work order is listing out the following will arrive, and it shows the items that will arrive, and then you come in and you can bundle them. So you let them know that you've got this cell phone holder, and you're going to be ordering 2,880, and it'll give the quantities of each of those, and then you can let the software know you want to ship those items. Right? You want to ship those items. It has the 10 days that it's going to take to ship those items. If this is not correct, you can always update. And then you save and preview, and you can then send this So here you've got purchase order number 1. You've got purchase order number 2 to your other supplier for the insert. And then you've got your work order as well. And then you can go ahead and submit that, and you can send to each of your suppliers their different documentation in order to be able to properly track your bundled item. So now what that does for the software is it actually combines these two items that are separate and will let the system know that you've actually combined these. You've ordered them separately, but you've combined them into a bundle. So for example, if you're going to stock these items in your warehouse, if you didn't use the work order and you didn't combine them into a bundle, it's going to identify them as two separate products. So you want to use the work order to combine them as a bundle, because then what it'll do is it'll show the software that you actually have inventory sitting in your warehouse, right? And it's going to tell you to transfer that inventory. So you've got bundled items. So that's how to go through all the steps to build out a bundle. It's something that can also be done in the bulk upload, and I'll film a different video to show you how to create bulk bundling. All right, hope that helps.